Chapter 6. The Crosses We Bear. Where does the complaining, quarreling, and griping lead? Desertion and abandonment. From that time, many of his disciples went back and walked with him no more. John 6:66. Many, not some, many of the disciples went back and, underline it, walked with him no more. They didn't get angry and then come back later. They never returned. They said something like, "Oh yeah, I've heard that Jesus teach. I used to be one of his followers, but I grew out of it." I had somebody say this once about a teaching I had done. "I've heard that Travis teach, and I think he goes too far. I think he's a jerk." They started to call me names. I don't agree with his interpretation. This really meant they don't agree that sin is sin and righteousness is righteousness. Yeah, I don't agree with it. In fact, I'm never going back to that church. These are real statements that were made because I was teaching the Bible. I had never attacked them. In fact, one of the people I'm thinking of, I barely even know. But somehow they are sure that I personally attacked them and they're never coming back. Yet I don't even know them. If that should happen to you, just realize it is the way of the cross. In fact, expect it to happen to you if you desire to follow Christ with your whole heart. There will always be people who say, "I'm never talking to you again." Keep in mind that this is not because you have done what is wrong, but because you have done what is right. The Bible has an interesting way of describing our effect on those around us. We are an aroma in everyone's nostrils. For we are to God the fragrance of Christ among those who are being saved and among those who are perishing. To the one, we are the aroma of death leading to death, and to the other, the aroma of life leading to life. And who is sufficient for these things? 2 Corinthians 2:15 and 16. It should not be surprising then that some people will blossom and grow when the Word of God is shared with them, and others turn and spit when taught the same information. Have you ever experienced this? Do you know what that was? It was your cross. Hatred. Let us go to a little stronger word. There is a word in my family that my children are not even allowed to say. They are not allowed to hate things or people. I feel that it is too strong a word for little children to use. Listen to what Jesus says. "The world cannot hate you, but it hates me because I testify of it that its works are evil." John 7:7. The world did not just have poor feelings toward Jesus, but outright hatred. Why does the world hate Jesus? He testifies that what it is doing is wicked. How then do you think the world is going to respond if we obey Ephesians 5:11? "And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather expose them." To clarify, this does not mean our job is to run around and point at everyone's sin. Instead, it means my life is to be so truthful that when people talk to me, I just simply speak about the truth. I should not seek them out to beat them over the head with their sin, but I also should not shrink away from it. If it's true, it's true. If it's sin, it's sin. If it's wrong, it's wrong.
Thank you for listening to the audio version of His Final Words, a discipleship manual by Travis Hunt. This audiobook will continue in the following videos.